Fontaine Center in Beaumont, Texas. Another night in the Southland Conference, rough and tumble. The Colonels are a winner again, defeating Lamar by a final score of 64-60. We're joined courtside by the head coach of the Colonels, J.P. Piper, and we knew it doesn't matter what the record is, doesn't matter what it looks like on paper. Every night's a battle in the South, and you don't come ready to play, you're going to get kicked around. The Colonels, well, it turns out they came ready to play. Didn't look good early, but able to kick it into gear and hold on.
You know, it's hard to get our guys to understand because they're smart and they read stuff on the line and they've seen Lamar's record and seen their scores on ESPN, and they did not understand how good Lamar is offensively. Those guys can flat score the basketball. So we came out, I didn't think bad defensively. We just didn't quite understand how good they were. So I think at the first media, they had scored every trip down the floor. They were perfect from the floor, maybe. And said, hey, fellas, we got to wake up. I tried to tell you these guys were good. Now, if you continue to defend at this level of intensity, you're going to wind up on the short end tonight. You got to take this thing up another notch. Well, we didn't really respond until, in my opinion, until after the 10-minute mark. And we kind of found a fire then and really cranked it up. I love the way we finished the first half up until about a minute and a half, and we were so out of gas right there at the very end that we actually gave back a 6-point lead. But what we talked about at halftime was it's that kind of defensive effort and intensity and mindset that'll get you over the hump tonight. We were really, in my opinion, bad offensively, not in our execution. We just didn't put the ball in the hole. We counted 9 missed layups in the first half alone. I don't know what we finished with. But the lesson and the message was if you'll guard, you can overcome poor shooting on the road. It's not uncommon to shoot the ball poorly on the road. Compete and defend, and you'll have a chance to win the game, and that played out that way for us tonight. I didn't realize this when I talked to the team. Clyde just told me as I was coming out, they didn't get a field goal for the last 8.5 minutes from the floor. We're guarding, and that's exciting. If we'll guard, we'll have a chance every night.
You look at what Lamar did in that first half. They shot 57%. In the second half, 28%.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. We've been talking about it, you and I, at Sam Macbeth, when he can get back healthy and even close to 100%, what a difference he makes. That looked like the old Sammy tonight. I don't know if he's back to 100%, but he looked pretty darn good. 14 points, a couple of steals in there, had a big block shot late. I think he got beaten, came from the blind side, and was able to block his shot late in the ball game, and he just looks comfortable out there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, he was in pain all night. His foot is not still completely healed. The kid's just a warrior, and he wants to play. I went to him at halftime and said, look, I'll sit you the rest of the game if it's hurting too bad. He said, absolutely not, Coach. I'm playing. I want to play. So we agreed I wouldn't play more than 3 or 4 minutes at a time. So we did a better job of letting him come off the floor and let the pain subside a little bit. We feel confident that he's not in danger of doing any damage. He's just uncomfortable. But, God, he played his tail off. Hit big shots for us at critical stretches. And he's got a warrior mentality. And I shared this with a close friend of mine that we're talking about, what is it now, 6 of the last 8 we've won?
Correct.
So that coincides with Sam coming back to practice. I don't think it's an accident that this is happening. Now, he's not individually responsible for everything that's going on, but what he brings to the group and their respect for him and his ability to lead us by his example and how he defends in practice. If you go soft in practice anywhere near Sam, you're going to wind up on the floor with a bloody nose. And it's not because he's trying to hurt you. It's just how hard he plays and how physical he is. So he has helped change the identity of our team as it relates to defense, and it's valuable. I love having him out there. It's made DT better, Jeremy better, Shane better, and those guys coming off the bench want to match that toughness and that intensity. Just makes us a better group.
Coaches often talk about learning how to win and how important that is. Those last 2 games for the Colonels last week at home, UNO and Southeastern Louisiana, Colonels learn how to win tight ball games, and that only can do good in situations like tonight.
There's no question, and I think it snowballs for you. So each time you find success, the next time you're in that moment, you have a little more confidence. I thought a big moment tonight is going to help us down the road. When they went to that 1-3-1 zone, Janante Fry really struggled. He looked bad. A couple of bad turnovers and disoriented, and the look on his face was panic. He got back out on the floor later in the game and looked dynamite. Attacked gaps, took care of the basketball. We were able to run a little bit more efficient offense. So he grew up tonight in that situation, in a tight game on the road. That's going to pay dividends for us down the road. And there's little stories like that all throughout the game. That was one that stood out for me, though. And the guys that we expect to carry the mail for us, DT, Shane, Jeremy, I thought were tremendous tonight. All started on the defensive end of the floor. That charge that Shane took late on the ball, huge play. Breaks the game open. In a tight game, you go up 4 or 6 points. That's the difference in winning on the road. So just couldn't be proud. I'm just beaming. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'm so excited to see this happen for these guys. They've worked hard and they deserve it.